Hi everyone, it's Fitz with a daily delivery here in another hotel room. I did a version of this at the stadium, but the wind was so bad and honestly I needed some time to absorb what I had just witnessed at Amon G. Carter Stadium. TCU, of course, as you know, beat K-State 38-28 in a painful way. K-State's up 28-10 and then just it falls apart. Many reasons, as I explained in my walk and talk. But that's not what this is about. This was about what was supposed to be the story of redemption for Adrian Martinez, a story of a guy who was much maligned in his previous school. And so many of the fans up there turned on him and blamed him for so much of what went wrong at Nebraska. And he came to K-State to find success, and he was at 5-1 heading into this game. And he did get a little dinged up at Iowa State, but was ready to go in this game. And then one possession in, I think maybe even on the first play of the game, he injured his knee. Again, not structurally, it's just a severe bruise, but it's an injury. And so the story of redemption, we all were probably afraid that when ESPN was talking about the guy hasn't thrown an interception, that he would go out and throw about 3 interceptions, but that's not what happened. The part of the story about his injuries came back and he was injured again. Will Howard came in and played well, and then didn't play as well. And other guys didn't play as well, and K-State kicker Chris Tennant missed a couple field goals. So while I was originally going to talk about how Adrian Martinez is proving so many Nebraska fans wrong, sadly by the end of the night, this DD became about K-State treating some of its own players the same way Nebraska fans treated Adrian Martinez. And I know we're all heavily invested in this. Look, if you're watching this video, if you're subscribing to our website, or you're even subscribing for free to our YouTube channel, if you're not, you should. So you're invested. You're emotional about these things, and I get it. That's what makes my business. That's what makes you buy tickets. That's what drives TV ratings. But when you start funneling that emotion directed at college athletes and people that don't really have any control over the game, or just, calling for firings and basically behaving like a lynch mob after a game, it's ugly. And all fan bases do it. I'm not Bruce Webbering you and saying you're somehow unique about this. All fan bases do it. And so while I wanted to kind of chastise Nebraska fans, it's time to take a look in the mirror about how some of us, and it's a minority, mostly on social media, I understand, behave after a Kansas State loss. All is not ended. K-State will be back next week to play Oklahoma State, hopefully a little more healthy. And I'll be back next week with more DDs.